This is Tia Graham reporting for the Real News Network in Pocomoke City, Maryland. On the surface, the city of Pocomoke on Maryland's lower eastern shore appears to have moved on from the firing of its first black police chief, Kelvin Sewell, last summer. But an uptick in crime and the debate over juvenile curfew reveal the fallout from his termination still has consequences in a community that's seemingly not yet healed. This is the Backburn, Pocomoke's predominantly African-American neighborhood. The signs of neglect and conflict are everywhere.
They don't care about anything. All they do is go around here starting a whole lot of trouble. They're fighting. They're doing everything they could possibly do.
It was here at the corner of Laurel and 4th Street that a massive fight occurred among dozens of teenagers a month ago. Unrest has created profound concern in residents and prompted city leaders to propose a curfew during the most recent city council meeting. In the neighborhood where the fight occurred, opinions were mixed about the prospect of a new law. Some supported it.
They do need a curfew law, so they won't have to be out on the streets all the time of night, all on the corners and stuff. Okay. And it's very loud. You can't sleep at night when you get off at night at work. You can't sleep.
Others did not.
We'll start the streets if you give us something more positive to do. But no, all they want to do is just pick. They just want to pick. Cops just want a reason to lock somebody up, when all you got to do is set up a recreational center to keep us out the street.
But the teens say they have nothing else to do, and that police harassment has increased.
No, it's nothing around here.
Y'all took everything. Y'all took everything with
everything. It's nothing. It's no.
We can
Salvation
Army
basketball court. Go play basketball. We don't got that no more. Took that.
Then the courts they got ball at now. They messed up.
But one thing they all agree upon: things have changed since Chief Sewell was terminated for what he says was his refusal to hire 2 black officers who had filed discrimination complaints. Sewell filed a lawsuit alleging his termination was racially motivated, allegations the city say are untrue. But many of the teens who roam the street at night say regardless of the controversy, Sewell took a different approach to policing them.
Man, we ain't had no problems with them. That was cool, you feel me? All them other cops, man, right. Yeah, they got go.
Yeah, it wasn't as much chaos on the streets between the community and police when he was in order.
As proof, they offered an example for the night before. They say they saw officers throw 2 teen girls to the ground, injuring both.
They had me scared walk past them. I didn't know what they were going to do to me.
That's terrible. So can you come forward a little bit just to tell me about what happened to that young woman?
I don't know. I wasn't there. They called. I got a phone call saying they slammed my damn girl on the ground. Said she got locked up for no reason.
We asked the police department for comment. They declined. However, City Manager Ernie Crowfoot said that no injuries occurred during the arrest, and the teens have been released into the custody of their parents.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America.
Sewell's more community-oriented approach, which was front and center when the council debated what to do that evening. Mayor Bruce Morrison expressed skepticism that a curfew would work.
I'm not for sure this is the right way to go. I mean, I want to hear from the public tonight, see what the public thinks about this. I know that I've talked to quite a few people in the area of Laurel Street and 4th Street, and they seem to kind of think they want a curfew. You know, then I talked to other people, and they don't want a curfew.
Doubt seconded by Councilman Dale Trotter.
The biggest problem with a curfew, for those that aren't familiar with curfews are civil. And what that means is if you have a violator, let's say there's a curfew in effect, and the violator is a juvenile or someone that's under 18 years of age that falls in the curfew and they walk on the street, the law enforcement officer is not going to be able to place them under arrest for violating.
But residents say they are fed up with packs of teens carousing at all hours.
We just had an incident on Laurel just last night. I'm not for sure if anyone's aware of all the activity that happened over there, of all the law enforcement, state, and everything had to come down, disperse the crowd. I think it was something that happened over on Cedar, but it transferred over on Laurel. So they chased on Laurel and it just went out of proportion, where they had to bring in more enforcement to try to control what was going on.
You made 2 arrests, didn't they?
Yes, and 2 arrests was made on last night.
Which is why Pastor Ronnie White, representing the Citizens for a Better Pocomoke, suggested the city revisit the community policing plan implemented under Sewell's tenure.
I guess my mind went back to maybe 2 or 3 years ago when we were doing community policing. We didn't have all these crowds in the street, and I know it for a fact because I've been there all my life. Something was going on that kept crowds out of the street. There was more interacting with the community. So I'm trying to figure out why is it not working now when it was working then. because it was working, because I know with our church, when we would come out of service, we'd have people all over the street, in the street. You'd have to almost run them over to come down the street. Then all of a sudden, you may not want to mention, but when Chief Sewell was here, he set up a community plan, and things really, really got better. So if that plan was working then, why are you not using it now?
Proposal City Manager Ernie Crowfoot said he would explore.
Let me see if I can pull that out on the records down there. I do know that the material that we were able to locate and give to the DOJ audit team when they come in to audit the grant, there wasn't a lot of material left behind.
Okay.
But I'll see if we can pull that out somewhere.
Because it did work.
See if we can implement it again.
Because we saw people just not even on the street at all.
However, it's a scenario that seems unlikely as State Prosecutor Emmett Davitt continues to pursue misconduct charges against Sewell and another black officer, Lieutenant Lionel Green. Charges tied to an accident investigation that occurred nearly 2 years ago. Today, Davitt yet again postponed the proceedings, pushing back motion hearings for Green. Sewell's trial, which was supposed to start in November, is now scheduled for early December. And so the safety of the community and questions of how to address it hang in the balance as Pocomoke struggles to right itself amid lingering conflicts from both the past and the present. This is Taya Graham and Stephen Janis reporting for the Real News Network in Pocomoke City, Maryland. For full disclosure, Stephen Janis wrote a book with Kelvin D. Sewell.